The Springboks have brought huge changes, but the same DNA to the clash against Scotland happening this weekend. So let's break down the squad and let's see how the Springboks are going to want to play against a gutsy Scottish side. So, firstly, the name that jumps out to me is that Kobus Wiese is coming in at lock. Now, our lock stocks are a little bit thin at the moment, which we know of. But Kobus Wiese is a wonderful addition, and he's played in the lock position before for the Boks. He knows what he's doing. He has a solid head on him, and he will be perfectly fine in that lock position. The next name is that Evan Ruis is in at number 8. Now, I think that he will have a particular point to prove. We know that he's fallen out of favour with Rassie before. We know that he's not exactly the number one choice at 8. I think Jasper Wiese is definitely the number one choice, and I think that's deserved. But Evan Ruis will want to prove himself against the Scottish side. He'll want to prove that he is actually the player that he believes he is, and he wants to play for the Boks like how he plays for the Stormers, which is fast, brutal rugby. He's the leading try scorer in the URC. I think he finished in that position as well. He was really, really good in the URC for the Stormers, so he'll want to bring that form into this Bok matchup at the highest level against Scotland. And also, how great is it that Ambrose Papier is returning for the Boks? It's been a while since he's played a match for the Springboks. It's so wonderful. He's been on amazing form for the last couple of seasons. And yeah, he just really deserves a shot with the Boks once again at the highest level. And to really show that he is the best scrum half. If he believes he is, then he must show that he is. Next, we have Andre Pollard taking that fly half position. Now, that Bulls combination of Ambrose Papier and Andre Pollard is tried and tested and it works really well. I do think there'll be some question marks about Andre Pollard just because his form recently hasn't been particularly great for the Bulls. However, I think all of those questions will be put to bed this weekend against Scotland. Andre will show exactly why he is Pollard, why he makes the Millennium XV, why he's the best Springbok 10 to ever do it. And I know that's a bold statement, but I think that is really true. I think Andre will show this weekend exactly why he is our GOAT fly half, why he's the Iceman, why he has that big match temperament. He will show that once again. Now, some people say that he's a little bit one-dimensional, and yes, he's maybe not as good as Manie Libbok or Sasha in the playmaking aspects, but let's not forget that he is still an incredible baller, and his boot is second to none. Interestingly, we have Willemse moving to number 12. Now, he had a standout game at number 15 last weekend against England, and I think he will do an amazing job at 12. He's really, really good at 12. Every time he's played there, he's done an amazing job. I think he deserved man of the match last week, although I think he even got man of the match last week, but I think they gave it to the wrong Damien. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Yeah, I think he'll want to put in another performance like that. He was a massive shift last weekend, and now his role changes slightly, but I think it will be good that we have him as a playmaker right next to Polly. So I think that combination will work really, really well. And next, moving to the bench, we have Mfunu coming off the bench. He's been in fantastic form for the Stormers. It's very sad to see him leave the Sharks, but I'm very happy to see that he is a wonderful flowering blossom at the Stormers, and he's also a college old boy like me, so it'll be cool to see him get some more caps and to prove that he belongs at the highest level. I've said that many times. A lot of these guys are maybe newer faces or new returning faces, and they'll want to prove that they belong to stay there if they want to make it to the World Cup next year. Because although we've had to dig deep in our depths for this game with a number of injuries, which I'll get to in a moment, there are also a lot of players who unfortunately will not be able to come to the 2027 World Cup next year. And these are the kinds of names that will want to prove that they deserve to be in that 35-man squad, I think it is. And lastly, Ulrich Lowe is making his return coming off of the bench for the Boks. It's been a little while since we've seen him play, but we know that how well he can do, and he's been playing really, really good rugby in the past few seasons. So we'll see what Alwaklo can do off the bench. The issue is that we have players like Khaleesi, Etzebeth, Oxenche, Andre Esterhazen, who are all supposed to play last week or did play last week, who are now unavailable. And that adds to the incredibly long list of injuries that we have. Argeus Neyman, Kwagga Smith, and a lot of other names. So we have quite a long list of injured players, which maybe talks to the relevant topic of player welfare and how long these seasons are getting and how much of a toll that takes on these players' bodies. But also a lot of them are just getting slightly older. So although we have an incredible list of injuries, I think it's just a testament to how insane the depth of the Boks is. I mean, we're putting in this team, and I wouldn't even bat an eye to say that this isn't like an A team. We don't have A and B in Springboks, we just have the Boks. And that is, I think, such an incredible thing that Rassie has built over the last 7-8 years or so. Let's look at how the Springboks will want to play. I think kicking will be hugely important this match. We have Polly in the 10, who's good with ball in hand, and kicking in hand, kicking during open play. He's great at finding touch. He's good at the cross kicks. He is really good at sending bombs up high, and I'm sure we'll be using him to send up some high bombs. And we have Damian Willemse and the 12, who can act as the second playmaker, and Apolele Fassi in the fullback, who can act as the third playmaker. So we have plenty of options if we do want to run it, Willemse and Fassi, but we also have Pollard to have that kind of disruptive kicking energy that we like to have. And so I also think that the second half will bring a lot more mobility. Because if you look at our forward pack starting, guys like Wilco Low aren't necessarily the most mobile around the park, although they obviously do their job properly. They will want to gain the scrum dominance early in the first half, gain that physical kind of mental hold on Scotland, and then in the second half, guys like Mpunu and Zach Porthen can come off the bench and just run amok a bit. We also have Ulrich Lowe, who's also good at running. Vincent Tachuka, who's great with ball in hand, can offload. Ben Jason Dixon also offers that ability as well. So I think the second half will get a little bit more mobile if we want to as well, because the last thing we want to do is give Scotland free reign of just running it at us. And I think that will be the main point of this Boks game, is we will want to keep control at all times. We won't want to give Scotland the ball too many times. We won't want to let Scotland play, because we know that when they do play, they can be very dangerous against any team whatsoever. So that's how I think the Boks are going to want to play. They want to keep control against Scotland. They don't want to let them have too much control of the ball. We will want to make them play our game, play according to our rules and on our terms, because the Scottish team can be very lethal with ball in hand. They can be very lethal against any team, and dry running conditions, as we expect in Loftus, might actually just suit the Scottish. So we'll want them to play our game according to our rules. We want them going on the back foot, which means we'll kick probably quite a lot, and we will dominate them on under the high ball. And as well, we have Damian Willemse, Apolele Fassi in the back line, acting as our secondary playmakers, where we do find the gaps, where we do want to run it. So all in all, I think this will be a good match for the Springboks. I don't see too many issues against Scotland. I do think that the Boks should be able to pull this out. That being said, we remain humble in everything, and we will just see what Rassie and the boys bring through it. All in all, they will always make us proud, and that concludes my thoughts in this video.